Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Malka Katzenstein. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit late. I am a wellness coach and I'm now going to start over because I'm not sure if it started before I started talking. So I will introduce myself again. Welcome everybody. My name is Malka Katzenstein. I am a wellness coach and I apologize. I know it's supposed to be 6:30 and it's a few minutes later than that. Tonight I will be talking about sort of continuing the topic I started. Tonight's topic is dating and self-confidence, which is kind of like what I was talking about last week, dating and self-esteem. And I will explain the difference. And also, I just want to start with talking about, why I am, there's like another part to this. I think there might be many more parts because I think it's a topic that has so many facets to it. How to not lose yourself in a process that can be, it can really mess with your self-esteem and your self-confidence and a whole bunch of other things. It's a very vulnerable process and a very vulnerable stage. So I think it's important to learn ways to, feel your best while you're going through it. So like I said, tonight I will be talking about dating and self-confidence. And the last talk I gave was on dating and self-esteem. And I want to talk about the difference between the two. What's the difference between, sorry, my thing went flying. The difference between, I'm sorry, my thing is falling apart. My phone stand here. It actually just did fall off the holder. I'm really sorry for all this technical stuff. Okay, I hope this will be good. So self-esteem is about how you value yourself, how you see yourself and what you think your value is. Self-confidence is like trusting your capabilities, trusting your abilities, your skills, and they're kind of interwoven. If you have poor self-esteem, it's going to be hard to have healthy self-confidence, and working on your self-esteem will build your self-confidence. Working on building your self-confidence will build your self-esteem. And both of those can be affected by the dating process and all of the things that go along with it, kind of feeling like other people are judging you, feeling, with possible rejection. Self-confidence is also about the you that you project to the world, the you that you project to others, how you appear. And also self-confidence, you can be strong, have strong self-confidence in some areas and not so strong in other areas. It can be specific to different things. So, you might feel like, you really feel good about yourself and you have confidence in your capabilities, let's say at work or as a friend. And when it comes to dating, you might not feel so great. So let's talk about that and how you can help yourself build that and how you can have a healthy sense of self-confidence, and also to not have your self-confidence get shaken too badly when you're dating. So if you value yourself, meaning if you have healthy self-esteem, then you will believe that you are likable, lovable, interesting, beautiful, somebody that other people want to get to know or want to have a relationship with. And that will be very helpful for dating. And that will be you will project that to, the outside world, and people will be like, oh, that person, she has such great it makes people want to get to know you and want to be with you. So, also, if you have healthy self-confidence, you are, you feel like you are, a valuable, you have a lot to bring to a relationship because you believe, like I said, you believe in your capabilities and your skills so that, you can do well at things. And if things that you're not great at, you believe that you can learn how to do them. And so that's a valuable asset to bring to a relationship. And even, if we're going to narrow it down, it's important to bring that to a date. So it's normal to feel moderately nervous before a date, it's a very, very vulnerable situation. You feel like you're being judged. You're putting yourself sort of at someone else's mercy. And if you're nervous before a date, it doesn't mean that you have poor self-confidence. You could have very healthy self-confidence, and it's normal to be nervous in many other situations. So if you feel like that doesn't mean anything about your self-confidence, as a whole, it doesn't have to. And also, if you have healthy self-confidence, you can go into situations or, events that will make you feel nervous. But if your self-confidence is good, then you know that you'll be okay. You can manage it, that you got this. So those are things to keep in mind. The thing about, being in the stage of where you're dating, you can be waiting to get set up. You can be getting rejections, and that can affect self-esteem. It can affect self-confidence. So, and those things are really beyond your control. And, and that's, the only thing that we can ever really do is take care of ourselves and think about the things that are in our hands. So building your self-confidence is in your hands. So here are a few things that to keep in mind, a few things that can help build self-confidence, and this applies in any situation, but we're talking about dating. So if this is the stage that you're in, or if somebody that you're a parent or sibling or somebody, people that in your life that are dating, you can help them with these things also. Self-care can mean a spa day, but it can also mean just like making sure you eat your meals regularly, making sure that you get enough sleep, making sure that you take a walk outside on a sunny day. Practicing self-care, besides that those are things that are good for you, self-care, taking care of yourself, it sends the message to yourself that you're worth taking care of, that you matter. And doing those things for yourself, just kind of like emphasizes that for yourself. Do things that you enjoy. You can do that. That's something that you can do. And if you don't know what you like, or you can always learn new things, that's also great. Learning new things makes you interesting, and it makes you, it will build self-confidence, because as you learn new things, you develop, you acquire new skills and new abilities. Focus on your strengths. Spend some time thinking about the things that you're good at and the things that you love about yourself. Listen to yourself. Are you hearing your inner critic too often? If you are, then what can you answer it? Give yourself compliments. Avoid comparisons. That's really important. And it's it's a hard one, because, I think everybody's kind of prone to it. And so just noticing when that happens and reminding yourself that everybody's different. And also, we don't know anything about, what looks so great on the outside can not necessarily reflect what's actually going on. I was just having a conversation about this with somebody, and it's very, very true. And also, each of us are unique. So whatever is going on for somebody else is going on for them, even if it looks fabulous. And even if it really is fabulous, that may not be the right thing for us. Be around people who are supportive. Be around people who will make you feel good, who will make you feel good about yourself, who will encourage you to be your best self and to feel good about that. People who will encourage you to be you, and not the ones who are going to tell you to fit into a box. Everybody, if you're dating, you can't do this thing or that thing, because then what is that going to look like? Or what is that going to say about you? Or what is that, or, how are people going to interpret that? Or, what? Those are the things that come under, learning how to have good boundaries. When people start getting into that, you can tell them, that's not something you're interested in talking about. Recognizing that you are your own person. And I know that there's so many rules out there, and especially in the shidduch dating world, and that's a whole other topic for a whole other talk. But, each of us get to decide how much of that we want to play into that, and how much we want to let that control us. So what I was talking about is how we can, the things that are in our hands, and, the things that other people say don't have to dictate how we run our lives and how we see ourselves. It's worthwhile. Another thing to do to, build self-esteem that's going to be helpful in dating is develop good communication skills, learning how to express yourself, your feelings, your needs, your boundaries. Learn how to do that clearly and assertively, because first of all, that's just good. It's just a good skill to have, conversation, and it just, that way you're clear and people don't kind of like, you won't be wishy-washy and people will understand what you're saying. And also that you can be clear, like, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what I'm interested in, this is important to me, this is not important to me. And if you're not sure, then take some time and learn about that about yourself. It's also a very important skill to have in relationships, communication and self-expression. Boundaries also around who you talk to, who you confide in, who you ask for advice and support. You get to decide that. Some people will be more helpful than others, and you get to decide who you want, who will be helpful for you in your journey that way. Also, boundaries in like who you want to date, who you want to continue dating. That's something, those are boundaries that you get to make, and that also falls under your, communication. How are you going to communicate that to the people who need to know? Trust yourself. And also, and then the next thing about, self-confidence in dating, if you're feeling, you're not feeling it, you're feeling like you need a break, take a break. If you're feeling like you need some time to work on yourself, then take that time. If you are feeling like you need to build things and just want some time off for any other reason, that's okay too. Let's talk. So like I said before, it's normal to feel nervous about, before going on a date. And it doesn't necessarily mean that your self-confidence is not healthy. So here are some things that can help when you are getting ready for a date. You have a date coming up. First of all, acknowledge that it's uncomfortable. Like I said, it's normal. It's normal to feel a little bit nervous, and it's normal to feel like, not, like you don't have mastery of it. So just acknowledge that. And that goes a long way in just calming that down a little bit, validating your feelings and accepting like, yeah, this is kind of a stressful situation. So what can you do about it? First of all, I said acknowledge it. And then also let go of expectations. Just let it be what it is. You don't have to think this is going to be your forever relationship. You don't have to think that this is gonna bomb. Just be like, okay, let's go meet somebody new or continue getting to know somebody that I've already met, and let's just be in the moment. Just enjoy the experience and don't project expectations. You don't have to feel like you're being interviewed. That's important. Not feeling like you're being judged, and you don't have to be judging either. You're not conducting an interview, and you are not being the interviewee. Self-care. Like I said, that goes in, for so many things, and building self-confidence, but also like before you have a date, take care of yourself. What do you need to do to put yourself in the right headspace, in the right mindset? That can mean taking some time to relax. That can mean taking a walk, working out, breathing. All of those things are things that can help to calm you down and get you, grounded and get you into yourself. Visualization, it's a very powerful tool. You can you don't need a long time for it. You can just spend a few minutes. Just close your eyes and visualize yourself being confident. You can even look back to a different time when you felt good and you felt confident. And that will hopefully anchor that in you a little bit, and also remind yourself that, yeah, you have it in you. You can do that. If you're nervous about what to talk about, you can prepare. There's really nothing wrong with that. You can think about things that would be interesting to talk about, and also be flexible. Like it might not come up. You might have a good conversation and you won't have to go to that list. And also be natural. If you do want to take things from your list, don't go through a mental list or don't have a piece of paper that you look at. Like I said, it's not an interview and it shouldn't feel like one, but sometimes for any social situation, I always, I said that for other things too, just any time you're going to be, if you find it hard to make conversation or you have social anxiety, being prepared, and all of these things that I'm saying also, if social anxiety is can make self-confidence and dating even that much harder. I just thought it was important to mention social anxiety. So having topics, but not being, like you're reading off of a list, and also being flexible and natural about it. While you're getting ready, you can listen to music. For some people, it's better to listen to music that makes you relax. For other people, you want music that gets you pumped. So, and for some people, it's different on different days. So, whatever it's going to do it for you, that can be helpful. And also, this one is important. Wear clothes that you feel good in. Wear clothes that you feel flatter you, that look good on you, and that you feel comfortable in physically. I know sometimes, certain, heels and things like that, people suffer through them because they think that it looks better. But if you want to do that, then that's also a conscious decision that you're making, and that's contributing to you feeling good about yourself. But don't wear clothes that are too tight or too cold or too hot or anything like that. You want to feel good, and if you're not going to be physically comfortable, that will affect how you feel about the situation and about yourself. Wear clothes that reflect your personal style. Again, you don't have to listen to what other people say. Oh, this is what you wear, this is appropriate, this is not. I mean, yes, within society, there are certain things that are socially acceptable and appropriate, but there's a lot of wiggle room there and a lot of room for individual expression. And this is about you being you. So think about what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel confident. Clothing, we talk a lot about how externals are external, and it's true, but it does make a it does make a difference. The way you are, the way you dress says something. There's a lot of room for self-expression there, and that's what I'm saying. You don't have to do follow the rules, except within regular social norms. I'm saying that, it's true that we seeing somebody is what gives us our first impression. And it's also important to keep in mind that that's not the whole picture and that there's a person inside there. But you want to feel like you feel good in the way you look, and only you know what that is. And then when you're on your date, also, these are things that can help self-confidence. Posture. Stand tall, stand up straight, make eye contact, stand with open posture, don't cross your arms across your chest. Smile, that's really important. All of those things project confidence, and also it's really interesting because when you stand, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of power pose and how people would do that before a meeting, and it just helped them feel more confident in the meeting. Do that before a date, but also stand up tall while you're out and with people, and it will project confidence, which is, that's attractive, and also will give you confidence. Smiling makes you feel good. It's a lot of the things that, we think just will happen naturally when we're feeling a certain way. If we can sort of fake it till we make it, it will create those feelings. When you're on your date, if you feel like it's getting a lot, if you feel like you need a break, take a break. You can always excuse yourself and go to the bathroom. You can go stand in a hallway, depending on where you are. It's okay to take a break. You can, take a few breaths. You can give yourself some positive self-talk, which I meant to say before also. It's something you can do regularly to build up your self-confidence, and also before, while you're preparing for a date. And on the date, also like be in the moment, you know, like I said, don't conduct it like an interview or, just be natural. Just, later on you can reflect on it, but while you're there, be present and let go of expectations. Is this going to be your person forever? Maybe not, but in the moment, it's let go of that, because that just will put a lot of pressure and will, can mess with your self-confidence. And especially if you think that the other person is thinking like that about you, really be genuine and learn about the other person, but, in a conversational way, in a friendly way, not in an interview like kind of way. Communicate. Like I said, communication is important. Be authentic. Don't say or do things because you think that's what you're supposed to do. Think about, well, I'm good at this. What is it that I want to say or express? And learn from the experience. Afterwards you can reflect and, if it went well or did not go well, what about it was good or not good? And what can you learn from that? And how can you apply that in the future? And how can you grow from that? Self-esteem and self-confidence are so important in life, and also so important for dating, because it's, you're putting you're presenting yourself and getting to know somebody, and these are traits that are good traits to have. And just ironically, it's dating, is a stage, it's a situation that can really, take a toll on self-esteem and self-confidence. But we can work on that. Like I said, we can't change the outside thing, and we can't change other people. We can't always anticipate what's going to happen, but we can work on ourselves, and it is possible to build self-esteem and to build self-confidence. It can take work, but it's like anything, like working out. It's like building muscle, and the more you do it, first of all, the better you get at it, and also the easier it becomes for you. It becomes, just the way you are. Believe in yourself, having self-confidence, it's about believing in yourself and trusting yourself. So trust that you deserve a loving and healthy relationship. And, that will also then help you to not get kind of walked over or talked into things. They say that people who are self-confident appear attractive, and that it also attracts people who are self-confident, which is something, that's a trait I think that most people want in a partner. And I think that anyone who doesn't want somebody with self-confidence probably has control issues, and that's somebody to stay far away from. And it's important to remember that we're people, and it can really feel reductive when you're in that stage of life, and we're in certain circles, people make that the most important defining thing about you, and it's easy to get caught up in that. And so reminding yourself that that's not all there is to you, and working on that yourself also, like, doing the best that you can at work, doing the best that you can at school, learning new things, having new experiences will just sort of anchor that in you, that like, yeah, I am a person besides this thing that I have going on. We're all multifaceted, and we all have, and multidimensional. We all have so many things about us that are interesting. And I hear from so many people how, and this is one of the reasons that I felt like I wanted to talk about this. I've heard from people, again, like I said, clients and relatives and people just talking, and parents. And that's why I'm going to say this to the people who are, have people in their lives who are dating, or anybody who's just listening to this anyway. If you know somebody who is in that stage of life, talk to them like they're people, and that there is more to them than just like how you're going to market them. I hate to say that, I don't want to be crude, but I recently heard somebody have a conversation that just, I don't know, it was just very upsetting. People meet, young women who are in that stage, and the only questions, the only conversation that they make with them is about dating. Oh, are you dating? What are you interested in? And I'm just putting this out there. We can talk to people like they're people, and that will help so much with people and their self-esteem and their self-confidence, is if everybody kind of works together to help people. These are things that ultimately our self-confidence and our self-esteem is in our own hands, and it's up to us to work on it. But when there's so many messages from society that are so negative and so damaging, that really, it's hurtful, and then it's that much harder to build this up. So that was my little plug in there for how, just a little op-ed thing there. And I hope that that was something that, people can take to heart. And again, if you have someone in your life, if you are dating and having a hard time with self-confidence, if you have someone in your life who's dating and having a hard time with self-confidence, these are some things to remember and some things to try. And I hope that's helpful. And again, like I said last time, if there's anything that, this is a topic that I think there's so much to be said, and where I really want to be helpful. So if anybody has any specific thing that they'd like me to talk about, you can, message OKclarity, you can message me, and I'll be happy to talk about things that will be helpful. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that this was informative. And I thank you all for being here, and thank you, OKclarity, for having me. So good night, everybody. For the people who are in New York, I hope everybody stays safe and warm and dry. And good night.